Hello, this is Cindy. Welcome to my channel. And it is now, for me, the day after Christmas. You're actually going to be seeing this, I believe, on New Year's Day. So Happy New Year. I have a project here to use up some of those scraps of wrapping paper. I have already done a couple of them. What we're going to do is make a couple master boards. This was just something I got in the mail at one point. It's Discover New York, Discover Seneca from, which is the county next to us. And I had started making some Christmas master boards, and then I just did a couple. I had all these extra pages left over, so I did a bunch of those. And then I started making Christmas ones again out of some wrapping paper, and I thought I really should do this on camera. So I'm going to save the blue for a later time, because what I want to do, since these are all in the same kind of color pattern, I'm going to go ahead and use these pieces first. And you can see that, like, this one was part of a wrapping paper. Actually, all of these were around presents. And although these two pieces were just leftovers at the end of the roll that didn't match anything. So I'm going to take a moment, and the first thing I'm going to do is cut some of these up. I like to use rectangles. I'm a big, it just makes sense to me to use rectangles on these. Although this particular piece, now that I've got a nice flat edge, I'm going to go ahead and line up the edges here. I have to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing, because this was not necessarily cut particularly well. So there, now I have a nice straighter edge there. And that edge is pretty straight, but it's also a little bit. Now, could you iron these? Absolutely. Although this is metallic paper, it is just paper on the far side, so it would work just fine. I'm going to just flip it over real quick so that I can put it here. And so now I've got little tiny strips that are going into the recycling, as opposed to all of these great big pieces. So let's go ahead now and cut this up. And put that one there. I'm just trying to get, they don't all need to be the same size. In fact, I would really rather they weren't. But I'm just looking at the pattern and how to kind of keep some of the pattern together. So I've got that one now all set. This one is, one of the first things you want to do is certainly take off all the tape, if you can take the tape off. And if it changes the color of the thing, that's not necessarily a bad idea. Okay, I have some tape here that's been wrapped around. Okay, we'll worry about that later. All right, tape off the fingers. These, I think I'm going to leave. You know what? Hang on. I got a thought going here. I did this with one of my other ones. Let me see if I can figure out which is the straighter edge. That's a straight edge. So I want that edge to line up. I'm going to fold that in half. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to cut off that little bit. Hang on. I'm going to do it this way only because that's a straight edge. And I'm going to cut that off. We'll set these aside. And now I have a piece that could very nicely go into a journal as a signature page. We're going to set that aside. I have a couple of others over there like it, so we'll use that as well. Put a big piece there, got a little piece there. Let's cut this into some smaller pieces, because it's nice to have some small strips as well. The other piece that I have already gotten out is, come here, I got some washi that will match it, and I intend to use the washi as well. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to fold it in half, just like that. Let's even up the edge a little bit. I'll go to my fold. No, I'm going to hang on. Well, you know what? It might be easier to do it this way first. Get that down there. And I'm going to give this a fairly decent size. And now I have two signatures. Two pages that can go into a signature. Yeah. Okay, Santa. I may want you separate. You make a nice little focal point. So we'll put you guys here. I like the candy cane too. So let's cut the snowman off and we'll leave the candy cane as is. All right, I have one more piece. I'm going to go ahead and pause my video and cut up these other pieces and I'll be right back. Okay, we are back and I have my, what do you call it, bone folder. I have a whole bunch of pieces here that I have cut up. So I have all these pieces to play with. And then I have a couple more signatures. So I did this one. I think that would make, or not, I keep calling them signatures. I don't know why. Pages for signatures. So there's another piece. And then this was a nice big piece. And I thought that would be, so that will become a journal. We'll obviously intersperse it with some stronger pages. But yeah, that will make a nice journal for Christmas at some point. So we're going to set that aside. That's another thing that you can do with all this leftover gift wrap. So you have all of this gift wrap. I'm going to bring my glue book in. I'm going to pick a piece here and start. And we're just going to make a glue book masterboard, quick, out of leftover wrapping paper. Really, it's so easy and it keeps the stuff out of the landfill, doesn't it? And that's a big part of this. So I'm going to put this up here at the top. And smooth it down. So for those of you who don't know what a masterboard is or who have never done a masterboard, it is really an opportunity to use up all your scraps, for one, but how you use it in junk journaling. I have already created several masterboards out of this particular, in this particular book, and I already took one of them out to use. And what you do is you cover the back of it. So the front of it is covered with your, whatever it is you're covering it with. In this case, it's wrapping paper. In the ones in the past, there were some old digital pieces that I had. And then you cover it and you add things and you put washi tape in or whatever. In this case, I used some nice washi tape on this one. Just a couple pieces of washi to kind of cover up some blank spots. And then you cover the back with, well, we'll talk about what we're going to cover the back with, but in this case, I used just scraps of coffee dyed paper. And then when you want, you just pull it out and then you scrapbook it. You use it as a journal. Making journal cards out of it. Easy peasy. Okay, I really don't have too many different kinds of, here, let's put that one there. I have really two different papers here, primarily, with just a few pieces that are not that. This one had a sticker on it. The sticker did not come all the way off, and I thought that's okay. It makes another layer. You got another layer of stuff. You can also do this with, if you have some gift bags that have died, you know, they rip, they tear, things just don't stick on them. You can easily rip those up as well, cut those down to size, and make a masterboard out of those. You'll notice I'm curling a little bit. Don't worry about that. It's not a big deal. We will fix that in a few minutes. Basically, when we add our backing on there, it will fix. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways to, well, I already showed you what they look like, but I'm going to show you a way to do this that makes it a little bit easier. Okay. Now my stripes are not going to line up, and that's actually better. Because remember, once you cut this up, some pieces may or may not be on the same piece, and you may want to change the orientation of them. You never know. So we're going to go ahead and just put that down there. So the orientation can be different. In fact, with the case of the music and extra book pages that I was using up, I had just gotten to have too many, and I haven't started. I should start another one of these all together, but I don't have another one at the moment. Now see, there's going to be a gap here. That's where the washi tape will come in. We'll fill that gap in with washi. It'll be fine. Okay, Santa, let's put you on here. And I want to put Santa kind of close to the edge, because I know that way Santa won't get cut up maybe necessarily into two pieces. I mean, he still might be. You never really know. I'm going to put him down at the bottom to lessen his chances of being cut up. Okay. And then we've got a nice little thin piece here. Sorry, I have to fix my glue book because I'm getting all gluey. This catalog I started last January, and I'm on page 427 of it out of, I don't know, 504 pages, 508 pages. And so it's getting close to the end of its life. Okay, what do we got here? I think we'll put you over here. I hope everyone has had a wonderful Christmas. I'm actually filming this on Boxing Day. Happy Boxing Day. Belated, because by the time you see this video, it won't be Boxing Day anymore. That will be gone. Hanukkah has already passed. Kwanzaa is just kind of getting going. But you're going to be seeing this on New Year's Day. So Happy New Year's again. And yeah, this season, I love this season because it lingers. And I love lingering over this season. Our weather here has been mild, which has been a little bit strange. But it is a very mild, what's the word I want? Just a mild Christmas. It was a green Christmas for us. In the Northeast, that's less unusual than you might think. We did hit, like, I don't know, something like the 6th warmest Christmas on record. But move that a little bit over. Which I have to admit I didn't mind, because I had family that was traveling, and with the weather being as nice as it was, I didn't have to worry about them traveling so much. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use that whole piece. Now I have obviously pieces left over, and I can start another whole board. I probably won't right now, but I am going to do the back of this so that you can see what happens on the back. Stay put, stay put. There we go. And then let's washi it up, because I need a piece of washi here for sure. Oh, I haven't even used this washi before. Look at that, it's brand new. Okay. And I am going to just rip that part off. That's got a little bit of tape. Okay, so I want a piece, oh, about so big. Doesn't have a lot of sticky on it. Like I said, it's new washi for me, but I actually bought it a while back. So let's go ahead and just cover that over. There we go. And I have a little bit of I have a lot of different angles coming together down here. So I'm going to throw a little washi down there. Could I do this with a Christmas washi? Absolutely. It's just this color green just kind of matches. So I thought I'm going to use this green, and that kind of covers up some of the mess of angles that come in there. Well, one more piece. I like to put 3 on. Okay, how about just a little bit right up there? And just put a little bit up here. There. Okay, now, problem is on the flip side, we have this. Let me get rid of all of these extra pieces, which will not go to waste. I have the extra pieces from some of the others that I have done. So, you know, we'll put those all together and maybe we'll make a mishmash one. All right. Hang on, I'm going to cover my glue stick here. I'm going to set this up here and get rid of my glue book for a minute because now I need my cutter again. There we go. And to make the back, I'm using, this is just, you know what this was in? This was the wadded up paper that was in a set of shoes. My son just got sneakers, and this was in his sneakers. So I took it out, I ironed it, and I'm not worried about getting everything out of it, and I'm not worried if there's a couple of holes. We can patch the holes. I know that my page is 8 1/4 on one side and 10 3/4 on the other. What I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier on myself, to make it fit into my cutter, is fold that in half, and then I'm going to come up here and measure my 10, it was 10 1/4, yeah, there it is. And I'm going to cut that, and you know that this will get used for something else, so we'll set that aside. And then I want it to be 8 1/2 or 8 1/4. So, and I'm going to do it this way, 8 1/4. Nope, I want to do it this way. I was wrong. I want to put the open edges here because I want 2 separate sheets. And now I have an extra little piece for something else. And that gives me 2 backings. Okay. So now what I want to do is just I'm going to set aside one of my backings, and I'm going to take this one and I'm going to, I did not do that quite right. Boy, I can't measure, but you know what? That's okay. Let's just take that little bit of extra trim off the side, and we're going to leave we're not going to worry about the top. We'll just put another strip in there. I am going to take a little bit off the side. Oh, don't mess up with me. Don't mess up with me. Okay, we're going to put these in the recycling. And I'm going to put this towards the center because sometimes when you rip them out, sometimes you got to rearrange anyway. All right, so let's put that there. And we'll go for it. Let me grab my big glue stick. I've been playing around with using this glue. This is Pen Gear glue. This is from the Dollar Tree. It is a cheap glue. There's 3 sticks for $1 1/4. So it's because it's cheap, I worry that it won't stick, but we're going to give it a shot. I tried it on the other two and it seems to be holding pretty well. If it doesn't hold, then we'll just, when we take it out, we'll just add in another layer of glue with a regular glue stick. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to come to my very bottom corner and here I'm going to level it off. Now this is where kind of it looks like magic. I'm going to, oops, it stuck to my finger. I'm going to use my credit card. Actually, this is a hotel card. And I'm going to level the whole thing out. Not worrying too much if there's a few wrinkles in it. It's not that big a deal. Okay. And I'm going to add a little more glue up here because obviously I missed getting that edge. We'll put that there. Now, remember those pieces that I threw away? This is actually from a different one. So I can either match it up, you know, just with another strip, or I can use it to something different because I have a couple of different ones here that I have been using. So I'm going to cut that a little bit wider than I know I need it to be. And go ahead and glue that down. I'm actually going to take just a little bit off the edge, but I'm not, you'll see. You'll see. Trust me on this one. I actually know what I'm doing. You know why I know what I'm doing? It's not the first time I've mismeasured. So, there. Now we just put this extra piece in here and it'll be fine. Come on. What I am a little concerned with the way this is doing it in the corners. So I'm going to use my Elmer's washable school glue on that corner. And the same thing down here. It does pretty well, but then the corners tend to lift up. Okay, so now that I've done that, now I just come over here and snip. Done. Finished. My glue is now on the floor. All right, so there we have a master board ready for next Christmas. And it can be cut up into journal cards. It will sit here for the year. I have a couple of other, now these I've got a little bit fancier on. I added some tags and whatnot too. I did not add those to here, I think because of the shininess. I think I'm gonna just let these go. These are two that I did earlier today. I'm just gonna let those go, and then when I cut them up, I can add to it whatever I want. Okay, so Happy New Year to everybody. If you have not yet subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and click like if you enjoyed this video. Hit the bell for notifications if you want to know when the next video comes out. Mostly I am posting on Mondays and Fridays with the occasional walkthrough Wednesday, and on occasion a surprise like the video that is coming up later this week called Swap Challenge. Watch for that. It is a lot of fun. It's long, but I think you're going to enjoy taking a look at what is there. All right. Enjoy your holiday. This is Cindy signing off.